Hey, welcome back to Kenyan Student, where we turn rejection into redirection and failure into fuel. Now, if you're watching this video, chances are CUCCPS did not place you, or maybe they did, but not where you hoped. Well, you are not alone, and more importantly, you are not stuck. This is episode 4 in our series CUCCPS Rejected You. Watch this. In the first video, we give you a powerful overview of 7 solid alternatives you can pursue immediately, and I highly recommend you start there if you haven't already. I've linked it up here, somewhere above there, and in the description. So trust me, it's a game changer. Now, today we're diving deep into one of the most underrated parts: scholarships. Yes, full or partial funding to study either locally or even internationally. And here is the big secret most students don't realize: there is more free money out there than you think. You just have to know where to look and how to apply. After speaking of which, I have noticed that 98% of you watching right now are not subscribed. If this video helps you even a little bit, please hit that subscribe button with love. It's free, it's quick, and it helps us reach more students just like you across Kenya and beyond. Let's build this community together so that we move forward. All right, ready? Let's unlock the money that will fund education and let's talk scholarships. So, what are scholarships? Scholarships are like gifts. You don't pay them back ever, ever. They are financial awards basically that are given to students to help with education costs. And they can cover anything from tuition, books, accommodation, to even your living expenses. Now, unlike help loans, which you know here in Kenya, which you must repay, scholarships are non-repayable. So they are based on things like academic performance, financial need, talent, leadership, or even sometimes where you come from or what you want to study. So, in short, there is a scholarship for almost every type of student. You just have to find the right one for you. So, let's talk about the types of scholarship because I promised you that this is something that we'll have to break down. One is the merit based scholarships, whereby they are awarded to students with outstanding academic achievements, leadership skills, or even exceptional talents in areas like sports or arts. You've heard of stories of a certain student went to a Kenyan football a Kenyan student went to a football that is in the games, the national games, and then he was spouted, he was scouted, and then probably was given a scholarship. So it can be merit based like that, or even academic. Someone got an A of 84 points, and all these universities are looking for him or her. So that is what we call the merit based scholarships. We have the need based, whereby they are for students from financially challenged backgrounds, especially those with strong KCC scores. An example is just like the Elimu scholarship that is for the high school students. But now we have for those who are doing undergraduate or those of you who are going to do degrees. Then we have government scholarships, like the a scholarship that we are going to see later on, the MX. By the way, stick to this video because at the end I will be giving you links and I'll be showing you websites that you can actually go and look for these particular scholarships. So keep in touch. So we have like the MX Japan or the Russian government programs. So they will aim to build global partnerships and even support the international students. Then we have the university-based scholarships. You can have, you know, they are offered directly by the universities, e.g., Mount Kenya University Foundation, or you've heard of St. Lawrence University in the US. And most of our universities, even here in Kenya, have those particular university-based scholarships. Okay. Then you have what called private and corporate scholarships, e.g., the Equity Wings to Fly, the Equity Leaders Program. They are amazing examples, and they come with the mentoring and internships. Then, of course, we have international organization scholarships, AG scholarships like the ICCR from India, the Fulbright, UNICAF, Chevening for future leaders, and so forth and so on. So some scholarships are full, that is covering everything, while others are partial. So it is important to read the fine print and know exactly what you need to know. But don't worry, because at the end I will be showing you where exactly you need to find them. But stick to this so that you don't make mistakes even after you find them. You see, finding these scholarships is one thing, but actually utilizing them is something else. So, um, where do we find these scholarships? First of all, we have the Kenyan based scholarships, which are available from the Kenyan organizations. It can be universities or it can be the government. For instance, you find that in the universities like Mount Kenya University Foundation, I will be showing you through a website. Just stick to the end. you will see how it is prepared. Government is a very big beneficiary. In fact, if you want to know, a scholarship is a very strong scholarship. Most of them are linked to the government of Kenya, and therefore the government of Kenya act as a middle person. So the government is one of those um, entities where these scholarships are actually channeled through. So for the international scholarships for Kenyan students, they can be offered by foreign governments, international organizations, and even global institutions for the Kenyan students. Okay, so that's something that I'm going to be really emphasizing at the very end. So what are the application tips? First things first is to start early, because some scholarships open months in advance. Like you'll find, as I'll be showing you, some scholarships are already closed and we're expecting others to open in a few times. So you have to keep on checking, and you have to keep on, just looking for that information, because scholarships have to be looked for if you really want them. Then tailor every application, so don't copy paste applications. You can be tempted to say, see, all of them, I'm just looking for one thing. Let me the application that I used to apply to university X is the one that I'm going to apply to Y, Z, and so forth. It is not good. So you have to customize it, so that because they can be able to detect it even from the side that this is just something generic. So avoid it. Okay. Get strong references, e.g., from teachers, mentors, or even employers if you have worked a little bit. Very, very important, because these are things that they will really look into. I'll also advise you to continue watching the YouTube content. There are a lot of people out here. The YouTube space has been littered with successful stories of this application process. So my work here is to give you the blueprint and to actually tell you to open your mind, so that you can actually go and do your research or your homework quite well. Highlight your story, because those challenges, those passions, those dreams are what can give you that opportunity at the end of the day. So you have to proofread again, check grammar, because one small error could disqualify you. I mean, they are really serious, and everyone is serious who is applying to this. So you don't want to take chances. Something else: never lie in an application. It is better to be real and honest, because the selection committee can tell the difference. So, um, from there, it is important to know the do's and the don'ts. So, for the do's, verify the eligibility. Okay, double check your eligibility. Ensure that you are eligible. Don't apply for something and you don't meet the requirements, and then you start hoping aimlessly. I mean, just ensure that you are eligible. Okay, follow all instructions. Adhere strictly to application guidelines and provide all the requested documents. This is something that is like going to determine your life, if at all you really want it, that is. So it's important to give it your all. Keep your documents ready. Of course, you have to stay organized and everything, and then you have to track your deadlines. Okay. Late applications are typically not considered. You have to know that. Avoid generic applications. I have talked about this. Let each application be specific to the scholarship being um, in question. Then don't wait for the last minute, don't lie or exaggerate, don't give up after one rejection as well. You have to keep moving, because sometimes you get the fourth one after three rejections, and basically it's worth the persistence. Okay, so at this point now, allow me to get to you and give you this particular scholarship options, so that you're able to understand. So allow me to change this to the real websites. These are just slides. So allow me to change to the real website. So thank you. Here we go. So this is the Equity Leaders Program. Now, this is our first website or our first site where you can actually get these scholarships. And my advice to those listening to us, especially those in high school, work hard. If you really want to get these scholarships, work hard and get into what we call the Equity Leaders Program. So what is this Equity Leaders Program? This is a program that was initiated by the Equity Bank together with its partners, in order to take up um, those people who have done well. And as you can see, it is based on a few factors here: the general KCSE performance, the distribution of the Equity Bank branches, the performance of graduating Wings to Fly scholars, and the performance categories, that is the top nationally, top in the county, and top in the sub county. So if you don't feature in these ones, then you're not going to be taken by Equity Leaders Program. So why am I urging you to work hard and get into Equity Leaders Program? Because they have alumni which will bank on their experience. And as you can see here, ELP scholars, that is the Equity Leaders Program scholars who wish to study abroad, are taken through a month-long residential training program that covers critical thinking, college application processes, and exposure to what global universities have to offer. 891 scholars have secured admissions in over 209 leading global universities across 35 different countries, including Ivy League universities. I mean, that's why I say if you're still in school, work very hard, get to this equity leaders program. They're doing an amazing job, and you're going to be able to have an easier time to apply simply because you have experienced people. They're giving you uh, that particular platform. Okay, so this is one of the areas you can actually go on to get these particular scholarships done for you. But if you are out here, don't worry. The next part that I'm going to give you, and the next one is what we call the MX, which is a scholarship at the Japan. I'm going to leave these links in the description. So as you can see, we have the MX scholarship for the 2026 embassy recommendation, and so forth and so on. So what you need to do, you'll find some application guidelines for the undergraduate students, and maybe if I can click here, for instance, it will take me to a PDF, and as you can see they are giving you the definition, and as you can see this is for 2026. So what that means, I know most of you will be watching this in 2025, that is when I uploaded this video, and as you can see it is for the next year. So this is the group that will start studying in 2026. So if you'll be watching in 2026, that is pretty much after March. I think I had seen I don't know whether I'd be able to spot the deadline, which was around March 2026 or something of the sort. So it's a whole program, you can read it, and I would urge you to fill in the forms so that just read over. I will leave this document or the link so that you can read over this particular scholarship program, and you might actually like it and go on to apply for it. Okay, so that is another one that you might really want to go to look at. That is called the MX from the Japanese government. The other one is St. Lawrence, applying to St. Lawrence University, whereby you can actually come on here and you can click on the scholarships, or you just have to read. I'm just showing you these websites. You can come, have a look at them, and you can begin your applications as you want to actually go through them as well. Okay. The other one is from the Russian government. As you can see here, the Russian government scholarship, uh, 2024, 2025, but this one is 2025, 2026. There, it is not yet done for 2026, 2027, meaning that those who are to report in this year 2025 have already reported. So we are expecting them to release the scholarship from 2026, 2027. But I'm just going to show you an example of that particular scholarship here. And as you can see, these are the courses that you can actually apply via this. So if you want to study any of this course, then you can actually go on and apply. And of course, you can see the minimum requirements here. You have to have a minimum KCC mini grade of B plane, not more than 23 years of age. You have to have strong grades in the major subjects that are key to the preferred specialty, and you have completed secondary education in the last 3 years. So again, there is that a group for the undergraduate. So this is something that we are looking forward, and I will also leave this particular description, or the uh, how you can be able to get to this particular information just down there in the description. So of course this is still the same Russian government, and you can keep on checking the process of admission and so forth and so on. The other one is a website that I call it's called the scholarship tab, whereby you can get a couple of other scholarships that are present. I'm not really sure about this because I've just looked at them very recently. You can just go on and try them. I mean, uploading your uh, certificates here is nothing to worry about. So you can just go and try them out and see whether they work out for there. So I mean, it's something you can just give a try and see. And then finally, maybe we have scholarships from, this is Mount Kenya University Foundation. This is the Mount Kenya University that we all know. But for these, they are commonly in almost all our universities. I have also heard of KU. I don't know about you when, but I also think they have something like this, whereby the students who are inside that particular universities are told to apply for these scholarships, and therefore you find that they are a game changer, because some of us, we get to these local universities and we don't even have uh, all the funds to pay for our fees. So this is something that you might check. So for this, for those who want to get this scholarship from Mount Kenya, I'm very sure you've heard of it. If you are studying in Mount Kenya, you cannot get it if you are in another university. So, and of course, it is given per semester, and you can be able to see the eligibility criteria and so forth and so on. So again, this is something that I may leave so that you can continue checking about it. Therefore, if you've made it this far, you are clearly serious about your future. And now you know you don't need COOPs to succeed, because scholarships are real, they are available, and they are waiting for students just like you. So, hit that subscribe button, click the bell so you get notified the moment it drops. Add comment below. Have you ever applied for a scholarship before? Which one? Let's help you. Let's help each other out so your comment could inspire someone else. This is the Kenyan student signing off, your guide through rejection to reinvention. See you in the next. Have it nice.